It's so easy to feel like you aren't doing well enough when you compare yourself to other people, whether it's people within your own social circle or what you see online. Seeing others seemingly thrive and flourish, you can struggle to shake the feeling of being left behind, questioning why financial security always just seems to be out of reach for you, yet others seem to be achieving it easily. In today's video, we're going to talk about some indicators that you won't find on social media, which show you're on the right track and you aren't doing as badly as you think. The first one being that you aren't living paycheck to paycheck. 78% of Americans and 40% of UK adults are living paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of people who would be in a panic tomorrow if their job suddenly decided to retrench them or make them redundant. When you live paycheck to paycheck, it creates desperation for a job and keep you in unhealthy and toxic environments that you would otherwise walk away from if you had the choice. Not living paycheck to paycheck means you have enough money to save and invest some of it every month. It's impossible to get ahead financially if you can't save and invest some of your income. The second one is you aren't in debt for wants or luxuries. This means you aren't living a champagne lifestyle on a Prosecco budget. With the ease of obtaining debt today, it's not hard at all to look rich or to look like you have more money than you do. Being in debt for wants and luxuries is normally just to portray a certain image, and it will just drag you down financially in the long haul. You'll be stuck in an endless cycle of living up to a false image rather than working on true wealth building habits. If you'd like to watch my video where I talk about how to get out of debt, I'll link it somewhere up here. The third sign is that you're educating yourself. This can be educating yourself about finances directly by watching personal finance YouTube channels, shameless plug, or reading books on finances. Or it could be working on developing more skills or gaining qualifications that will help you earn more money in the future. Always working on self-improvement will always reap rewards, even if it's in the long run. The fourth sign is that you don't compare yourself to others. This means either upward or downward comparisons. The problem with each type of comparison is that downward comparison can result in you looking down on others and having a false sense of superiority, while upward comparison can leave you feeling low, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. A low sense of self-worth is just going to demotivate you and not do anything positive. The small caveat to this is upward comparison can be healthy if you use it as inspiration and if it shows you what's possible for you because others before you have done it. But you're on the right track financially if you realize that ultimately you're running your own race and you really can't do a one-to-one comparison with anybody because we all have different backgrounds and circumstances. And even people that you think have a very similar background to you probably have so many nuances to their own situation that makes them and you quite unique. The fifth indicator that you're richer than you think is that you're working on increasing your income, even if you haven't quite hit the goal yet. This could be you upskilling yourself to make yourself eligible for promotion at work or to give yourself more higher paying options in the job market. It could also be that business or side hustle that you're working on getting started. Whatever it is, actively looking for ways to increase your income will set you up for financial success in the long run. Because although managing your expenses well is the foundation of all good financial habits, being able to marry that with an increase in your income will really boost your finances. Sign number 6 is you're practicing delayed gratification. Delaying gratification means that you don't just mindlessly spend just because you want something. You have enough patience and discipline to save for something that you want. So you're not going to buy the latest iPhone just because it's just come out, even though your current phone is perfectly fine. The ability to say, no, I won't buy that this month, or no, I won't buy that until I achieve this goal, should really be an Olympic sport because fighting impulses doesn't come naturally to most people. Number 7 is you have an emergency fund. If you have 1 to 6 months of expenses saved up, you are doing way better than you think. 27% of Americans have no savings at all, and 59% are uncomfortable with their level of emergency savings. Up to a third of adults in the UK either have no savings at all or less than £1,000 in savings. So if you have 1 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up, you're on the right track. And the more you can grow that, the better. Number 8 is you have a plan for your money. Not only do you have a budget, but you regularly review and update it. This means you track your spending and you're aware of your financial habits. If you've watched a few of my videos, you'll know that I love my quotes and sayings. So one that comes to mind in this situation is, if you have no plan, then you plan to fail. If you'd like to watch my video where I go more in depth about budgeting and having a plan for your money, I'll link it somewhere up here. The last 2 points I'd like to talk about are mindset based. It all starts in the mind, and that old saying is true. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. The first mindset I'd like to talk about is realizing that it's all up to you. The moment you put the responsibility of becoming financially secure in your own hands, you'll realize that you have the power to take action to change any circumstances in your life that you're not happy with. Of course, mindset alone won't shift things, but it's the starting point for you realizing what actions you need to take to get where you want to go. Even if you're a religious person, Patrice Washington says something that I absolutely love. She often says, you have to give God something to bless. So just realizing that it is within your power to change things in your life can really lead to some significant breakthroughs. The last mindset I'd like to talk about is practicing gratitude and contentment. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more, but how many billionaires would say that they have enough money, even though we all know they have way more than they need? A lot of them are still pursuing more, even though they could buy small countries with their fortunes. So if you're someone who frequently practices gratitude and the joy for everything that you already have, that's such a great trait. Just remembering that the things you have now, once upon a time were things that you were only dreaming of or praying for, will help you realize that you are now richer than you think. Pausing to appreciate your growth in your own journey and remembering that there is so much more to life than money is really important. These are all signs that you're doing the right things financially. And if you keep going, you'll see the rewards for all of the effort that you're putting in. Let me know what you think about all these points in the comments. What would you add to the list of signs that you're doing better than you think? If you enjoyed this video, please share it with somebody else that you think would enjoy or benefit from watching it. See you in the next one.